And this is Mikestedt giving you another audio tutorial, this time with music. Um, Music wasn't, how should I say this? I don't do music as much as I used to when I started off recording, but this was a song I recorded with me and my sister before how about halfway through college. It's not the best, but it's the only thing I can grab that doesn't have like any copyright or that I have permission to use since it's mine. But there's some screaming in it, and I was talking to one of my old guitar buddies that I played in a band with. He's doing a lot of mixing, and he had some concerns on compression and like cleaning up things and making sure they're not muddy. And the best way I can show this is with vocals over like a breakdown or a heavy part. I can show you the stuff I did in the guitar as well. This will be kind of a short but long tutorial depending on what I want to show you. Again, you're going to see more videos from me. This is actually kind of fun. I enjoy doing this. Just showing what I had problems with when I started. And if I'm not as detailed, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. I'll get the hang of it. People have been doing this for years and they have a method on doing this, but I'm just figuring things out. Sorry. If I mumble, I'll repeat myself. You'll hear it. Too bad. Alright, so what I'm going to show you, again, this was recorded a long time ago, before I got better at getting better levels on vocals. One thing I recommend before doing anything like this is when you record it, get good levels, like really good levels. What I mean, so I'm doing vocals. This is the mix screen, the screams. By itself, I know the screams aren't getting a good enough level. I was always taught to keep your vocals in any instrument above like around the yellow and give yourself some headroom for the input. That's when you're recording. When your output, and this is like, say this is the session I got, you're kind of stuck with it. You're gonna have to clean it up and bring things up, which it's possible, but you're gonna bring up like room noise and there's like, it just won't sound good. So always remember to get good levels when you're recording. So, but this is the project I have to show you guys. So what I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna hit play. It's a song I wrote a long time ago when I was getting into guitar playing, and I didn't have a real drum set, so I was using electronic drums, like me playing on it. So it sounds super phony and fake. But I'm gonna show you the breakdown with the screams without any compression on them, with just EQ and just the distortion, and you're not gonna be able to hear it at all. But I'll let you hear it. We'll play the first half of it, and then I'll play it with a compression, and I'll show you what I did to get it clean. So here you go. So you get the point. You can't hear it. You're like, well, there's screaming going on. Music's pretty cool, I guess. If you don't like it, oh well. But like, you're not gonna be able to hear it. So the only way to get these low levels, you see everything else is healthy, like by the waveform. If I go up here and I click them up, like you're gonna see everything. Move this out of the way. Everything is a lot higher than the vocals, and like the waveforms aren't as juicy as I'd like them to be and clean. The reason why these are all clean is because I just sent them through a bus from the instrument track, so they're all MIDI. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the compression back on, and I'm going to play the same part, and you're going to hear how it just kicks through. And just using a compressor, sometimes you can make it sound good, and I'll show you why. So here you go. Like a and the you have to find yourself the forever king. You'll run away from the beauty of insanity. So, turn on the road, flips and flash the sun. Cause what is desire isn't fun. So, my vocal performance isn't the best thing. I was only screaming for a couple of years and never really sat there and tried to perfect it. But if this is the session you got, you're like, well, I got to bring it up, make it sound loud enough. Now, I'm not showing you a mixing technique and blended in the music. This is a like pretty much raw session, so it's not going to sound like radio ready just because it's a project I gave up on, kind of. But I'm just using it to show you a technical ability or a technical thing. So I'm going to start with this track right here. Usually in the other videos you see, I always pick a section. And I picked this section. The reason why is because you see the waveforms, you see, big to small, they're not healthy. So I want to squish those. You can normalize them, but then normalizing brings everything up. It sounds like poop. I used VComp. A lot of the times when I first started, you're using just the general Dyne EQ, but I assume most people have VComp when they're Waves Silver, Waves Gold Bundle, or their Cough Cough bootlegs. So it's what I have and it's what I'm using. So first, I always go to the in meter. So your meter is going to tell you what's coming in, your gain reduction, and what's coming out. Use this religiously. Use it. I don't care. If you're just trying to get a quick preset, use it because you want to see what's coming in. The reason why I say that is, say you're recording something, you want to keep, most times when you're recording anything, you want to keep things at -12. That's usually the healthy okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it and you're going to see what's coming in. And I adjusted the input knob until it gets to -12. So I'm going to sorry, I forgot about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solo the scream vocal and the scream bus. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff and it's all over the place on this, sorry. So I'm going to mess with it until I get to -12.
Like a dastard, yes, at the dark side, you have to buy the soul to forever gain. You'll run away from the beauty of insanity.
Cool. So it's hitting -12. It's, things are getting squished in there. So I'm going to go to gain reduction. I have analog at 50%. The compressor's on, limit is off. Ratio is going to be 4:1. Ratio it's just going to help with the dynamic range of the actual track. So de-esser is on. So this is kind of an easy compression program. I think it's very friendly. It's knobs. I don't see anything for like attack. All I see is release. So this is what I had. I'm going to turn down the output and then we're going to turn that out. So we're going to go to out. Like I said, we wanted to get to -12. So I'm going to hit play and I'm going to adjust the output knob.
Like a dastard, yes, at the dark side, you have to buy the soul to forever gain. You'll run away from the beauty.
So it's hitting -12. It's going past, going under. As long as it stays within the range, then you should have a healthy signal. What you're going to want to do is pull this up and bring up the channel where you have it soloed. And just watch where this meter goes.
Like a dastard, yes, at the dark side, you have to buy the soul to forever gain. You'll run away from the beauty.
So it's pretty healthy signal. Here's unity 0. Oh, I'm sorry, here it is. It's getting some good signal. It's up there. It's hitting the orange just a little bit. It's in the yellow, so it's better. So if I bypass this, you're gonna see where it really hits.
Like a dastard, yes, at the dark side, you have to buy the soul to forever.
So you can hear I actually pull away from the microphone, which is a bad technique, but you can hear it, but I'm not hitting as high as I was with a compressor. So
like a dastard, yes, at the dark side, you have to.
So you can still hear the pull away, but it's still a healthy signal, and that's all that really matters to me. So analog, okay, 4:1, and you can adjust the ratio. So I'm
like a dastard, yes, at the dark side, you have to buy the soul to forever gain. You'll run away from.
Usually 3:1 is like the safe bet when it comes to screams, at least that I've seen. 4-to-1 is the extreme, and I'm going for like the Joey Sturgis, like over compress the hell out of your vocals. So that's what I'm going with. I'm gonna go to 800 milliseconds because
Like a dancing, yes, at the dark side, you have to bind your soul to forever gain.
So the thing I found out about the release is how long it takes to release before the next attack comes in. So at least that's what I understand it is. So every time a part stops, it's still releasing. So sometimes if you have it too long, it'll bleed over into the next word. So avoid that. Try to find, I'd say leave it on auto because it'll find itself, but 400 is the safe bet. So I think vocals is pretty good. Here's both of them.
Like a dancing, yes, at the dark side, you have to bind your soul to forever gain.
So sound good, good levels. I'm gonna unsolo this, and what I'm gonna do now is show you what I did on the bass guitar, if I can find it. Here we go. So the bass, I didn't do too much. It's a DI. You see these unhealthy waveform. Look at this. It's sad. Very, very sad. So, what I did is I used the Renaissance AXX. The threshold I have all the way down. I'm gonna solo this in the bass. Sorry. I have it all the way down just to get some sort of signal in, because it starts off all the way up here and the threshold is 0. So you want to bring it down. So you want to overcompress the bass a little bit. That's usually what I was taught, or I've always been told in rock, is just overcompress the bass if it's DI'd. Make the notes stick out. So I'm gonna reset everything how it was when I started. Right here is your ratio, and you can adjust that. Oh, you just reset it here. So what I did first was go to the attack, and right here it's just a fast attack. You can hear my pick. Some people like that, some people don't. What the attack is going to do is shave off some of the physical like plucking. So the more you go up, you're going to see it dole out. Sorry, I'll repeat that. So the more you adjust the attack, you'll hear the pick disappear more and more and it sound dull, which makes it sound rounder. So compression can be used not only to bring up the volume, but to shape an instrument. So that's what I'm going to show right now. So I'm going to hit play, and you're going to hear me adjust the attack. So my apologies. I actually had it backwards. I'm thinking of other there's another compressor I use where the more you go up, the duller it gets. This is actually bringing out the pick a lot more, making it sound grungy. So I retract my last statement, and you can call me out on it. That's cool. I'm leaving these videos unedited to show that I am a human and we all make mistakes. So I'm learning with you. So right now it's kind of dull. So what I want to do is, since it's kind of rocky, I want it a little bit more picky. So what I had it at about 28. Okay, and then this is the makeup gain. This is what's, it's going to come out. And it's already clipping in the compressor, but on here it's not clipping at all. So I don't want it to clip in the compression itself, because then you're going to get like distortion. So just to be safe, give myself some headroom. Alright, so to hear the big change, it's best to have your guitars on. And this is the thing I was talking about with my friend. He wanted to know how to get the guitars or bass or the 808 to kind of cut through with compression. He heard about it. So this is what I do. So I'm going to play the guitar and the bass, and then I'm going to adjust this compressor so the bass sticks out. So So I feel the guitars and the bass are sticking out individually, which works. But I didn't stop there. I actually went to the guitars themselves. Oh, this is old. So what I want to do is I want to turn this stuff off. This stuff sounds like poop. That's like the Pro Tools like you start off with. So I'm gonna turn off all of this. So with the guitars, I redid them later. I had some DI'd guitars in with like a pod farm. I didn't like them, so I used like a 57 and the orange amp I have. So without the ugly stuff I had on before, let's hear it. Okay, not bad. It's kind of crunchy, but here's the stuff I was messing with earlier. So this is the Renaissance compressor. Kind of the same thing I was talking about before. So I'm gonna turn the bass off, and the guitar. What I wanted to do is get the guitar as a healthy signal, which they already have, but you know, just kind of tame it up. So threshold, you're gonna find that first. So I always have it at the tip. There's a trick to do it, which I'm not going to show you. It's kind of long and lengthy. So with the threshold, I try to have the meter like right under where it hits a pass. So right there, where you see it kind of jump above it. That's what I want. Ratio, I don't usually go above 2, just because the guitars, I don't want to really hurt them that much. And here's your makeup gain right here. But like I said, here's the release and the attack. So I'm going to start off at 0. And we're going to adjust it. What I'm looking for is I want to shape the guitar a little bit, kind of give it its own new tone with the compressor, but not too much. It'll just make it sound, just give it a different feel. So what you're hearing is the release. I think it's a little too long or too short. It's too long, so it's bleeding into the next note. So that's why you see it or hear it disappear. And what also you're hearing is I have a gate on it because there's like some finger noise you hear because I'm not a guitar player. So to kind of get rid of it, which that's another video. So this is the compressor on the guitar, on the bass and vocals. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move on. So this is EQ. Like I was telling before, you need more than just compressor to shape a guitar. I cut and boosted some stuff to really make it pop out. So let's hear it one more time, and then you guys can tell me what you think. So here you go.
Like I said to you, at the dark side, you have to find yourself to forever king. You're run away from the beauty of insanity. So stand on the road, flips and rush the sun. Cause what is desire is a fun.
So you can hear that the guitar is being affected by the gate a little too hard. So what I'm going to do just for fun is just take it off. And then this part shouldn't sound as bad. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. It's kind of lengthy, but this is stuff I do. It's gonna get tones. The guitar I have is really twangy, and you know, you can use these tricks. You can watch it. You can judge. Like I said, this is stuff that I fought with earlier. Music isn't something I really work on the most, but I wanted to show what you can do with different compressors. I use 3 of them. I use the Renaissance Axe, Renaissance compressor, and then I use the V comp. So hopefully this helps. Just please, leave comments, some ideas. If I mess something up, please tell me. Other than that, I shall be moving on to my next video, and I will see you guys then.